Shakespeare's Macbeth, the lack of loyalty, increasing arrogance, and eventually guilt of certain characters is attributed to their overwhelming need for power, which in turn leads to their demise. So initially, we know that Macbeth and his wife are very respected, but they become increasingly disloyal and dishonest upon learning of the prophecies. We actually see that Macbeth himself, he has a fleeting thought of murdering the king, but he doesn't immediately act on it because he's too honorable of a man. Unfortunately, though, Lady Macbeth, she does try to waive his morals, so she constantly taunts him and questions his manliness whenever he's feeling doubtful about carrying out her plan to murder the King Duncan to ensure his spot in the throne. And actually, in Act 2, Scene 2, Lady Macbeth actually states that she would rather kill her own kid, her own child, than be non-committal to Macbeth when he expresses that he's having more doubtful feelings about carrying out the plan. Despite the kingship that Macbeth is granted after having successfully murdered King Duncan, he is still faced with debilitating guilt. So upon killing Duncan, he actually voices to his wife that he heard a voice cry out to him stating that Macbeth shall never sleep again. So this kind of further emphasizes the disillusioned state that he was in. The downfall of Macbeth is attributed to the mental anguish that he inflicted upon himself for the sake of power. A connection to this theme of guilt that I found is from the Netflix original show You. So in this scene, the main protagonist, Joe, is seen washing blood from his hands and he perceives his hands to be stained with blood because he's experiencing guilt from partially being responsible for the murder of a friend. Another connection I made was from the widely known Shakespearean play Hamlet. I found that both Macbeth and Hamlet were very similar in the sense that in the sense of their illusions and their psychological state. So they both witness ghosts and they both experience psychological torment from some form of guilt. The only difference being that Hamlet was more likely to stall, whereas Macbeth was more of a man of impulse and action. It is also important to note that rhetorical devices such as pathetic fallacy and dark versus light imagery are commonly used and almost always used in accordance with the actions and feelings of the characters. For example, the use of thunderous weather when the atmosphere in Scotland was tense.